This is, you're up and back,
one
you're going to
shot.
swing.
This is it.
Make it good, pal.
It's a tough audience.
Okay.
Hello, Professor Gersten.
Okay, you're on.
Yeah, good evening. The name is Anthony Michaels, and tonight's speech is based on the Persuasive Speech outline for Comms Communication Class 101. My attention getter, we start off with the book from a man called Zig Ziglar. Some of you may have heard of Zig Ziglar. In his book over the top, he mentions the following story, which I think you'll appreciate. The story is told of a grandfather who's walking his grandson along a beach. And on the beach it's low tide. And all along the beach are hundreds of sand dollars just laying there drying out. And every now and then, as the young man who walks next to the old man, the grandfather reaches down and picks up one of these sand dollars and chucks it back into the ocean. Well, after about the third time of doing this, the little boy looks up to the grandfather and says, "Granddaddy, what good's that going to do?" And the grandfather says, "Well, for most of these on the beach, probably not much. But for that one that was tossed back into the sea, it makes all the difference in the world." That's a wonderful story. Ziglar's message is you might not be able to change the world, but when you change your world, you have taken a major step in changing the world. You can make a difference. Just as John F. Kennedy mentioned in his 1963 speech, ask not what you can do for your country, but what your country can do for you. No, it was the other way around, wasn't it? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, or what you can do for your community, or what you can do for your state, or what you can do for your nation. Part of the reason why I came to Hollywood Community Church was because, in my mind, I wanted to help the country, I wanted to help the state, I wanted to help the community. And when I saw community on the church sign, that's what brought me in the front door. So, besides the I Have a Dream speech, which was a very big moving speech that Martin Luther King gave, and the peace movement that was done in the 1920s by Mahatma Gandhi, there have been large drives all through man's age to get people to do something. It's too easy to sit in the living room, watch TV, and complain about how bad things are. So one of the things that we can do at a local level, you can join a local church, you can join a bowling team, you can involve in the food drive, you can help the kids out at the local football field. You can even get to the point where you get involved in literacy drives on a national level. You can get involved in the Salvation Army or the Humane Society. Everybody loves pets, and how many of them die every day because nobody wants to give them a home or nobody wants to volunteer time to take care of them. So we can get involved at the local level, at the state level, and at the world level. You can make a difference in the decision to do nothing or the decision to stand up and get involved. As Ziglar states, somebody once said that no raindrop takes any responsibility for the flood, nor does a snowflake blame itself for the blizzard. Yet the reality is that each one somehow played a part. Unfortunately, too many people throw up their hands and say, "What can I do?" Figuratively speaking, you throw in the sand dollar back out to sea. That's what you can do. You can reach down and extend a helping hand to people in need, and you can reach out and be encouraged. Not only those around you, but those people that you influence will influence people around them. Ralph Waldo Emerson, I'll give you a little poetry here, said, "To laugh often and much, to win and respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded." What would become of the Israelites had Queen Esther not inquired of the Persian king? Her inquiry led to the reversal and the salvation of an entire nation, as Mordecai said to Esther, as quoted in Esther 4:14. "Who knows but that you have been brought to the kingdom for such a time as this?" People can and do make a difference. Now recently, with the passing of Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Computers, we might recall one of his oft-used statements: "Make a dent in the world before you leave it." I'd like to add the following. The old saying still applies. Don't just sit there and do something. You might remember a cartoon character of Muttley and the Dastardly Hound. Don't just sit there, do something. Zig Ziglar, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, Kennedy will be glad that you did. And more importantly, you'll be glad that you did. As my 10th grade algebra teacher, Major Wells, used to say, there are those who do and there are those who don't. Now, which one are you? Thank you for your time in that speech.